Rodwell flying for the corner.
James Rodwell, there when you need him.
He makes a big impression in every game he plays, James Rodwell.
Started sevens, I suppose, when at the back end of my Moseley career. Got the opportunity to come to training camp at the end of the season with Ben when Ben Ryan was in charge. It was completely out of my depth, chasing them like a headless chicken, I think, for the whole time. But something grabbed me about the game and I stuck with it. I was desperate to get involved. And then in 2010 got the opportunity to sign with the first lot of professional contracts with the England Sevens.
Well, he has come from a rookie to a really experienced Sevens exponent now, centrally contracted for the Sevens game.
Been involved 7 years now. The difference in training has been massive. It's all about your power, your fitness, your endurance, your ability to go again and again. And I think from 2010, when I could sign that first contract, it allowed me to really focus on those training skills. I guess one of my most important jobs in our team is the aerial stuff, the set piece, the kick-offs and line-outs and those sorts of things. They're not something that just happen. You spend a lot of time on the training pitch practicing. You end up in so many different places on the pitch during the game that I feel comfortable all around the pitch. When I first came in, it was a different story, I suppose. I played 60 consecutive tournaments on the World Series. I've been really fortunate. There's a few guys out in the series that they're really pushing on with the tournament numbers. Frankie Horn's, I think, leading the way with consecutive tournaments at the moment. But my 50th tournament in Hong Kong was really special. I found out I was going to lead the team out in the first game and be out on the pitch on my own. A really special moment that for me, and one I'll certainly never forget. At the beginning, I was taking a lot of advice from the senior players back then. I suppose now I'm probably one of those senior guys that was trying to help the younger ones out and give them a bit of advice that I've learned over the years.
Burgess is over.
Lovely run by Burgess.
Phil Burgess, what a moment.
Phil Burgess came into the squad a couple of years ago. He settled in really quickly. It felt like he'd been here for a long, long time. He's just a really composed character. He's someone who works tirelessly to improve. He's out here at the end of training a lot of the time practicing on his passing and other things that that will make him a better player. And his area around the breakdown is second to none, really. He drags the standards up from all of the guys, including me.
I think a player like James Rodwell is a great player to have in the squad. I think his experience on the field is invaluable in the sense of understanding how the game of sevens is played, and having someone in the side with that much experience is vital as well going forward, more so because of the experience he can give to the young guys coming on and trying to sort of bleed him dry almost of all his experience. My first appearance for England was actually in a European tournament, so this was 2 years ago. There were occasions where I was chasing shadows and running in quicksand and all that sort of stuff. That made my debut in the Gold Coast, and that was Simon Amor, who's our coach's first tournament. So for me that was ideal because he was learning how the group worked at tournament time and how he wanted to implement things, and I was learning because I'd never been there before. As a player in the side, I've got a lot of responsibility in the sense of defensively, and I may not have the pace of Dan Norton or the playmaking of Tom Mitchell, but attacking wise things sometimes happen, sometimes they don't.
And now Burgess is having a go from halfway. This is amazing, Phil Burgess. He's not supposed to run the length of the field to score, but that's what happens in finals footy.
I was right behind him on that break. I was shouting at him all the way. He spots the gap really well. Often in training he's taking quick taps while we're all still going backwards and he's already under the post. It wasn't a surprise when I saw him tap it and go, and I just thought I've got to try and catch him now. That was nowhere near.
Going into that final, surprisingly, I felt very fresh. The ball was there just at my feet and we won the penalty. And I don't know what it was. I was thinking, right, well, I can tap and go here. And I know that we've got Marcus Watson, Dan Norton, some of the quickest guys in rugby. And I remember I got to about the 22 and there was one guy chasing me and I thought, okay, look to my right, nobody there. And I thought, right, I'm just gonna have to put my head down. Running in, I was thinking, he's gonna get me, he's gonna get me. I just had enough to get there.
It's a back on a forward, and the forward wins this one just because of pure determination.
And it's a very fine victory for England. We've got a good chance to qualify for the Olympic Games next year.
With the Olympics coming in, it is a huge carrot, sort of dangling in front of you, and I think it just opens up all sorts of doors to make sevens even more exciting.
For me personally, it would be a dream come true to go to an Olympics. When I first heard that it was going to happen, I set my sights on it straight away as a long-term goal. But at the time, I didn't think it was maybe possible. As the years sort of creep on and my legs are still going, I'm thinking maybe there's a chance. But for the time being, it's just about finishing this season and taking it one step at a time next year, and hopefully I'll be in the right place at the right time and get a shot at it.